Hello and welcome to Sav Mode. In this video, I'm going to take you to the gym with me, and not only are we going to complete an entire advanced leg day, we are also going to do the same workout with beginner modifications. So whether you've been going to the gym for years or you are just starting out, I got you, girl. Let's head to the gym. The way that I structured this video is that first I show you the exercise that I did, the advanced version of the exercise, and then immediately after I show you a beginner modification if you are new to the gym. So my first exercise of the day was squatting on the Smith machine. I like to start this way because squats are a compound exercise, which means it's working multiple muscle groups at the same time. So I'm working my quads, my calves, my glutes, all in one exercise. It's okay if you're new to the gym and you're just becoming familiar with this type of workout. When I first started squatting, I was experiencing some pain in my lower back and my knees because my form wasn't perfect. But everybody has to start somewhere. So it's okay if it's not familiar, if you don't feel comfortable, because you will learn and grow over time. It's just a matter of starting and figuring out, being consistent, trying again, and you will get it right eventually. For my beginner modification of this exercise, rather than using the Smith machine, I just grabbed a dumbbell. So in this case, I grabbed a 40-pound dumbbell. Of course, grab a weight that feels comfortable for you, holding it up at my chest and doing the squatting motion this way. The next exercise that I moved into was hip thrusts using the Smith machine. This is my favorite exercise to do on leg day, and I really try to push my weight on this exercise because I found this to be the most beneficial for my glute gains. I also provided footage of this exercise from a different angle. That way you could see how far away my feet were from the bench. If you feel like you're not feeling it in your hamstrings and in your glutes, you can try to slowly walk your feet out, and this will hopefully fix the problem. But you don't want to do it too much where that you're putting a strain on your back, just slowly so that you feel it when you're squeezing your glutes at the top, that's where you're getting that burn. For my beginner modification of this exercise, I did the same thing, only using a preloaded barbell. This is much easier than having to deal with the Smith machine. You can just grab this kind of weight and pop it on your hips. You can use a bench like I did with the Smith machine, or I found this slightly smaller bench in this area. So this is a great way to do this exercise without having to deal with the Smith machine and still really practice and fix your form. That way you're getting it right when you do move on to heavier weights. Next up, we have lunges on the Smith machine. I don't usually do lunges on an average leg day. However, today I was feeling like I wanted to throw in a quad dominant exercise, so I decided lunges it was. I made sure to really press through with that front foot, particularly my front heel, making sure my knee doesn't go over my toe, and throughout the exercise, making sure that my core is engaged. I also provided footage of this exercise from another angle. That way you could really see where my feet were planted, and having a different perspective I feel like is always helpful to see the form and how it's done properly. This exercise definitely starts to burn towards the end of that second leg. So I did 8 reps and 4 sets of this, and I was feeling it. For my beginner modification of this exercise, I just grabbed 2 dumbbells. This is an awesome alternative rather than using the Smith machine because you can just pop a dumbbell in either hand, and or using no dumbbells and just doing the exercise with your body weight. But if you do want to up the intensity a bit, grabbing 2 dumbbells will definitely make it slightly more challenging. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that the focus of the dumbbell is slightly more towards the front foot.
Next, we have Romanian deadlifts. This exercise works your hamstrings and your glutes. You want to have a slight bend in your knees. Make sure your legs are not straight, that your knees are not locked out. Slight bend in the knees. You're hinging from the hips. You want to make sure to keep the weight close to your legs, because if you push it out far and it's not close to your legs, it's going to put a strain in your lower back. You do not want to have back pain during this exercise. So making sure to keep the weight close to my legs, and don't think of it as going down and up with the weight, rather pressing your hips back and forward, because that's going to allow you to feel that full stretch in your hamstring. For my beginner modification of this exercise, I just did the same thing, only using a lighter weight. I personally prefer the preloaded barbell, but you can do this exercise with dumbbells if you prefer. I think it is good to use a lighter weight, that way you can get the form down before you start lifting heavier. Last but not least, we have the leg curl machine. I personally prefer this version of it, where you lie down on your stomach. Most leg curl machines have an S, M, and L, so when you're going up to it, you want to set it on the appropriate height for you. There are handles, so you hold onto the handles, you hook your heels under the pad, and this exercise works your hamstring. I do this on most leg days, and I also find, whether you are advanced or a beginner, this to be a pretty self-explanatory machine and easy to use, easy to feel the burn. And I did this just from 2 different angles as well. I didn't provide a modification because this machine is just this machine, but you can put it on a lighter weight to begin with if you are new to it, and then increase the weight as you become more familiar with the motion. That concludes today's leg day. Please make sure to like and subscribe.